But eventually, when you look back at like all of the decisions that you've made, very cliche, but naniniwala ako na parang it really led you to
Where you
are now.
Hello ulit mga ka-Unlad Pinoy! Welcome back to the studio. At ang katabi ko ngayon ay si Miss Kay Isabedra na isang florist and event stylist at ating alamin yung kaniyang kwento kung paano nga siya napunta sa mabulaklakin at makulay ng buhay na ito. Welcome sa studio namin,
Thank
Miss
you!
Kay.
Thank you!
May miss?
Oo nga, miss!
Kay!
Walang miss. Pero thank you for having me here.
So, ang chika dito is magkakalala kami ni Kay from previous project na nag-work kami and yun, nagkakasalubong lang tayo in different like sort of work-related things. Siya ay naipursige niya yung talagang pagiging florist at event stylist niya. Ako minsan mamimit niya as marketing, minsan mamimit niya as host. So, ako yung medyo marami ring ganap sa buhay. Pero ako, ang nagustuhan ko is dahil nga when we meet, talagang nakikita ko yung progress mo in your path.
Iba-ibang stages
ng
life mo.
And nakakatuwa, sobrang nakakatuwa. Kaya excited akong malaman nyo ang kwento ni Kay. So Kay, before we get into where you are now na florist and event stylist and you also are teaching, no? Siyempre, i-chika namin yan sa inyo, mga ka-unlad. Pero ano nga ba yung origin story mo, Kay? Paano tayo narating dito?
Okay, so ang totoo is I'm a fine arts graduate. So parang wala sa itsura ko. So I'm a fine arts graduate, specifically advertising arts. And when I graduated from college, I took on a design consultant job. Kasi parang syempre, pag galing ka sa fine arts,
corporate talaga.
It's actually, ito mas corporate talaga yung pinakauna kong job, no? Pero parang, di ba, coming from, graduating from fine arts, so parang isipin mo, dapat kung advertising yung course ko, dapat ahensya kagad ako. Parang yun yung by default na gusto mong pasukin.
Right.
Or parang path that you should take.
Right.
So I got hired as a design consultant, but I just stayed there for a year. And then sabi ko sarili ko,
sorry, anong klaseng design?
Okay.
Anong klaseng
So,
company?
it was a software development company.
Okay. So, hindi siya artsy.
Hindi siya
kumbaga.
artsy. But I got hired there as a design consultant for user interface.
So, yung
more on mga website,
apps.
kung ano nakita mo sa website, ganyan. Pero syempre, fresh grad pa lang ako noon. So parang I really didn't know kung ano ba talaga yung gusto kong gawin at the time. So after, kasi it was a contractual job, and then after the contract expired, so what I did was I tried exploring the advertising world.
Ito na yung...
No, ito na yung parang, sige, advertising arts graduate tayo, so dapat matry natin at least once in this lifetime. So I got hired by an independent agency. It's not a multinational agency. So maliit lang kami na team, and I worked there as an account manager and project manager. So lahat ng sakit ng ulo nasa akin. So, liaising between the client and also the creative team. But I think it was also an advantage for me that I am by heart a creative, pero yung role ko doon was a project manager and account manager. So parang medyo, what do you call this? Nakaka-relate ako with both sides. So client side, because I'm the one serving as an account manager, and then at the same time, sa creative team, na if hindi naman talaga to pwede, parang bakit natin ipo-push? So, I was there for a while, and I really enjoyed naman alam mo yun, parang the hustle. Agency life. Actually, what's fun in the agency life, and I think it's still true to this day, like you meet a lot of people.
Laging iba yung trabaho.
Iba yung trabaho mo. You work on different types of projects, different brands. If you have a dream brand, you might be, alam mo yun, parang you might get lucky and you'll get to work with that brand. But typical story. So, syempre, medyo bago pa lang ako nag-work noon. Sabi ko, why not try to apply for a job in a multinational advertising agency? Kasi parang I wanted to get a taste of how it feels like na parang mas malaki yung yung workplace, yung team, you work with bigger brands or bigger clients. So I left my job in the independent agency, and then I got hired by a multinational advertising agency. So naging Makati girl ako.
Yes!
Even if I
Jolly
live...
Jeep for lunch.
Totoo. Everyday Jolly Jeep, but I live
Sisig
very...
sarada.
Yan. So, sa may ko, De La Rosa, yan, tsaka Rada. So, I was there for a short time lang. Kasi parang, the typical advertising practitioner story. Oh, I got burnt out. So, medyo maarte pa ako. I got burnt out. I think this is not the lifestyle that I want for myself. And don't get me wrong. Madami akong kilala na nasa agency pa din hanggang ngayon na mga kasabayan ko or nauna pa sa akin, and they really thrive there.
Naging talaga yung environment for them.
Pero na yun talaga yung gusto nila for themselves.
Right.
But I think the best part there is I didn't really have regrets, na sana tinry ko to nung mas bata pa ako.
Right,
ganyan.
at least you left it on the floor, kumbaga.
So that's where I got my account management and project management na experience. No? So after nun, sabi ko, sige, napagod ako, mapapahinga ako saglit. So I actually rested for 3 months. And then I saw this ad on Facebook. Instagram. And then they were actually looking for a shopkeeper.
Okay.
So it was parang like a brick and mortar na lifestyle shop na may mga handmade products. So parang talagang very small and quaint shop. Yung mga nauuso sa ibang bansa, like in Hong Kong, mga kung saan-saan. Dito
mga
kasi,
specialty.
Specialty stores.
Very
Kasi
specific yung products.
dati hindi pa uso. Noong time na yon hindi pa uso dito. So sabi ko, sige, since nagpapahinga ako, I don't know what to do with my life. So, sige, apply tayo. Wala naman mawawala. And then, I got there sa interview. I got called for an interview. And I really liked it. Like, pagpasok ko pa lang, alam mo yung parang...
Sa store mismo yung interview.
Oo, parang sa store mismo yung interview. Sabi
mautak
ko,
yung mga mautak yung mga may-ari.
Oo, kasi
Bubudulan natin sila
sobrang
dito sa store.
ganda, sobrang aesthetic. Parang it really looked like a nice place to work at. So sabi ko, sige, ganyan. Sige, kung parang natin sasabihin sa magulang ko na shopkeeper yung...
Tagabantay.
Ako po yung magbabantay muna. So, syempre hindi natin alam kung parang sasabihin sa tatay ko nung time na yon. But I went on with the interview and I got hired as their very first shopkeeper. And doon na nag-umpisa yung ma-unravel or ma-uncover yung parang
the true creative
yes.
in you.
Oo.
Kasi, well, ang based lang sa shinare mo, parang, yun na nga, nag-advertising ka, and although, alam ko na ikwento mo rin off-camera, na marami siyang specializations or marami kang practices na natutunan in advertising. Nung nag-actual ahensya ka, hindi ka naman creative per se, kasi andun ka like sa client management side, etc. So at least, eto na yung parang moment of truth, kumbaga.
Ito na, parang I think, doon ko na tinanggap na, creative talaga ako. So, parang why not try to explore that side, no? Of, alam mo yun, parang hindi naman tayo mag-corporate, so sige, try natin maging creative. So, doon talaga nag-start yung parang freelancing work ko. So, ang naging work ko doon ay shopkeeper. Pero at the same time, since na-expose ako sa iba-ibang types of creative practices, so as a team, during that time, we were also styling mga restaurants, like interior styling and product styling pa din for some brands. So parang na-excite ako lalo kasi parang it's this parang big world of like all of these creatives, all of these talented individuals, and parang I'm parang feeling ko I'm in the middle of it, you know. Yung parang nagsa-start na ako ma-fulfill as a creative.
Aww.
So, I think that was the very first na big risk that I had to take.
Yung pagiging shopkeeper.
So, parang, nung time kasi na yun, it was parang let's be
Medyo may
honest, no? Parang may
stigma.
stigma, it was frowned upon, na, shopkeeper. But, it was, I think, I'm very grateful na na-encounter ko yung experience na yun or yung opportunity na yun. Because if I didn't accept that job, so hindi tayo mapupunta dito ngayon.
True. Get.
Yes.
Get.
So, I think when we're very young and we're trying to, or kahit hindi young, no? I mean, at any point in your life and you're trying to shift sa iba't ibang jobs or practices, parang at that moment, hindi mo mafe-feel na tama yung
Mag-workout
decision
to.
na ginawa mo. But eventually, when you look back at like all of the decisions that you've made, very cliche, but naniniwala ako na parang it really led you to
Where you
are now. So, yeah.
Ganda! So, ayun. So, nag-start ka na as a shopkeeper and nag-open na siya ng iba't ibang mga opportunities sa'yo. Ano yung next doon? Paano nga tayo napunta dito sa pagiging florist and stylist?
So, the store eventually closed. But right before we closed the store, one of my... yung nauso to sa Instagram, yung parang paglalabas kayo.
Mga baka pwede nating sabihin yung year para may reference.
Yung
no,
year,
ang mga
siguro
tao.
mga around, 2013, mga ganyan, 2013, 2014. So parang nauso yung mga, alam mo yung, gusto nang kumain ng mga kasama mo, pero nagpipicture ka pa, inaayos mo pa yung mga plato. So, nauso yung mga flat lay, ganyan, pagpo-post on Instagram, like filters and all of these things. So, nung time na yun, habang nandun ako sa retail store job ko, nakita ko sa Instagram yung this different side of like creative individuals. Parang I think nag-browse lang ako ng mga hashtags, tapos may mga parang flat lay challenge. Kaya sabi ko, sige, sali ako, ganyan. So, syempre, di ba, we also had a lot of parang nice products in the store. So, I would like parang mawawalang customer. So, gagawin ko, sige, maglatag-latag lang tayo dyan. Bahala na ako ng kalabasan. And then, I would post it on Instagram.
Mga kaunlad, tip lang. Pag may downtime, gawin productive and creative. Malay mo, maging career mo pa siya.
Yes. I am a firm believer of like if you have extra time, if you have downtime, so allot it for learning. So hindi naman ibig sabihin na wag kang mag-browse diyan sa Instagram or Facebook. But I think if you really want to continue learning, so you get to do it. I mean, you have to do it on your free time, no? Ayun, so nag-picture ako. Tapos one of my good friends, one of my blockmates from college, sabi niya, uy, nakikita ko nagpo-post ka ng mga pagkain sa Instagram mo. So, meron akong client. She's based in the US. So, meron siyang parang mga pressed juices na mga products. And wala siya dito sa Pilipinas. You might want to take on the project as a food and prop stylist. Again, wala siya sa Pilipinas, so hindi ka mai-intimidate na nandun yung, alam mo yun, parang usually, di ba, nandyan yung client, babantayan, ganyan. Sabi ko, sige, game, wala naman mawawala sa akin. So,
lakas ng loob lang, mga ka-online!
Yes. So, I bought a few props, like mga table napkins, and then, actually, sa bahay ko, nag-shoot.
Okay.
Oo, no? So, dalawa lang kami. So, talagang walang hiya, and then, magkaibigan naman talaga kami. So, it was a breeze nung ginawa namin yung shoot. And then, nung nakita ko na yung final output, no, yung mga photos, sabi ko, shucks, ganito pala itsura pagka yung hindi lang ako yung nagpe-picture. So, I really enjoyed it. And a few weeks after, sabi ko, sige, I'm gonna try this. Since wala pa akong clients and honestly, lahat ng creative professionals, I think, dumadaan dito. So, hindi natin alam kung saan tayo kukuha ng clients, hindi mo alam, especially if baguhan ka pa and you don't really know where to like post your work, how to sell yourself. So, ginawa ko, naging consistent lang ako sa Instagram. So what I learned early on was, kumbaga, the practice of just basically showing up. Publishing, showing up, practicing every day. So what I would do, kahit wala pa akong clients, is bibili ako ng tinapay sa bakery.
I love it.
Tapos, magtitimpla ako ng kape. Tapos, maghahalongkat ako. Kasi, yung parents ko, before, mahilig sila mag-collect ng mga parang Chinaware. Yung mga naka-cabinet, naka-display lang doon. Sabi ko, sige, ano bang meron dito? Ganyan. So, yun yung mga ginamit ko for. Kasi, sa totoo lang, I get that. Mahirap kasi, lalo na if yung creative work na ginagawa mo is need mo maglabas ng money, no? Maglabas ng funds. Especially like, hindi ko naman bibuild yung portfolio ko kung wala akong mga gamit or props, diba? So, that's what I did. Kung ano lang muna yung meron sa bahay, yun lang muna. And then a few weeks after, the team of Good Housekeeping Philippines, they found my account
Talaga?
on Instagram. Pero syempre parang hindi ko naman inakala na, I mean, doon ako makakakuha ng work, 'di ba? Kasi sobrang baguhan ko sa Instagram during that time. Yung Instagram account ko pa before noon, yung parang very personal lang na mga photos yung mga ina-upload ko. And then they tapped me. They messaged me on Instagram and then they said na we really loved your output and maybe you can style our cover for this month. For the following month. Sabi ko, cover ka agad. Cover ka agad. Ganyan. Tapos, basta parang may feature or something. Tapos, yun na, sabi ko, sure, kasi syempre, di ba, first client mo. So, pero syempre, sobrang kabado.
well-known na title.
Oo. Tapos, di ba, nung time na yun, syempre, if creative ka, tapos magbabrowse ka ng magazine, makikita mo, may credits di ba? Makikita mo yung pangalan mo as a creative, nilalagay dun sa page. So, nung time na yun, syempre, parang baguhan pa ako. So, it's something that I was aspiring to, parang, experience. Tapos, I took on the project. And yun na, unang beses na nakita ko yung work ko sa magazine. So, it really felt kumbaga, fulfilling. Kasi, hindi mo naman inakala na doon papunta yung career mo, Or yung practice, picture ko. Pag pandesal, or
breakfast mo lang naman.
Oo, diba? Or galing sa bakery or whatsoever. And then, yun na, nag-start na yung
one thing
food
led to
and
another.
Food and prop styling career ko. And then, it got to a point where, like a few years after, it got to a point na nagka-transition na yung mga titles, yung mga magazines to digital platforms. So, syempre may a few parang mga cost-cutting and alam mo yon, as a freelance contributor, so syempre,
mga nauna.
Oo. Syempre yung if you're a freelance contributor, syempre wala namang guarantees na forever, nandyan sa'yo yung trabaho na yan, no? So, I think one of the things na pag freelance contributor ka or pag freelancer ka, no? So, syempre alam natin yan. Pag tumunganga lang ako today,
wala tayong kakainin.
No? So, I learned that early on, no? Early on sa pag-discover ko ng creative career or creative path ko. And then, sakto, sabi ko, nag-aalala na ako.
At this time, wala na si shopkeeper job.
Yes, si shopkeeper job.
Full-time
and then nag-full-time na ako
stylist na tayo.
Yes, sa mga restaurants and also sa publishing.
So, medyo nagiging matumal na ba yung work for a bit?
Matumal na yung work kasi parang yung sa publishing work, I was expecting parang work every month Parang regular. Yung parang regular contributor ka na talaga na,
so,
this month, alam ko na may makokolekt ako na sweldo, no, ng gantong month. ng gantong date. So, nangyari is, syempre, they were also cost-cutting, so they were prioritizing mga in-house na talents also. So sabi ko, shucks, ano mang gagawin ko? Syempre, parang kinakabahan ka na kasi where are you gonna get your income? How are you gonna sustain your parang creative work? So sabi ko, kailangan ko na maghanap ng ibang parang channels where to get my revenue or income. Tapos, sakto, one of my good friends from high school naman, na nagkatrabaho din siya.
Thank you mga old friends.
Yes, I know. Kaya really,
Connections are
take care of
everything.
your friends, your
True.
family, your connections. So, nag-start sa kanya. She was also working in publishing at the time. So, nakikita niya yung mga works ko. Sabi niya, uy, I got engaged. Ikakasal na ako. And it's really an intimate wedding sa backyard lang namin. So, baka pwede kang mag-style nung wedding ko. Sabi ko, ha? Sabi ko, girl, sabi ko, wala akong idea. Wala
At
akong
this time,
Yes.
food and talagang mga interior
Yes.
lang.
Sabi ko,
ang
kung
ginagawa
pagkain,
natin.
okay lang. Ganyan, diba?
Style ko yung buffet mo,
Oo,
sis.
sabi niya, hindi, okay lang yan. Kasi pinush siya talaga ako. Sabi niya, okay lang yan. Hindi ko naman gusto ng sobrang daming flowers. Gusto ko lang mga dahon-dahon or plants. And then, kung ano na mga props mo dyan, mga bote-bote and everything, yun na lang gamitin mo. Sabi ko, okay, sige na nga. So, my partner, so, she told me, parang, nagbigay na siya ng idea, no, why not, put up a styling company. So, you can still, ito nung time itong idea was, parang may pagka-multidisciplinary na styling, So, if it's food, if it's, alam mo yun, props, kung kunin ka pa din ng publishing, why not? Kunin ka na restaurants, you can still do food styling. So, sabi ko, okay, sige. So, parang nung time na yun, hindi pa siya registered. Alam mo yung parang, sige, gawa lang tayo ng branding and everything. Tapos, we created an Instagram page. And then, I called it Gathered Creative Co. Kung ano na yung brand namin ngayon. And then, sabi ko sa friend ko, sige, game.
So si wedding project is yung parang genesis, yung
Yes.
pag-uumpisa ng lahat.
Oo.
Dito
Siyang
yung-
pinagmulan ng lahat.
Okay,
O,
okay.
sabi ko, okay, sige, game. I'll take on the project. Wala naman talaga mawawala sa atin. I mean, she was willing to pay for, alam mo yun, kung ano ba yung tingin kong value ng work ko and also materials, no? So, lahat yan supplied. And then, we did the project and it was a very big blessing na it got picked up by Bride and Breakfast.
Wow.
So, para sa mga hindi nakakaalam. So, Bride and Breakfast is a wedding blog.
Website.
Yes, parang website. And they feature mga wedding suppliers, mga nice-looking na mga weddings or wedding details.
Actually, maganda nga siyang community, kumbaga.
Yes,
Especially
yes.
for the supplier side.
Yes. So, yun yung nangyari, na-feature kami
Kay Bride and Breakfast.
kay Bride and Breakfast. So, sobrang happy namin. Pero parang I really didn't know where it's taking us, no? Oh, ito na ba talaga yung path natin? Kasi paano tayo kukuha ng clients? Saan tayo alam mo yun, tayo mag-uumpisa ulit after nitong wedding na to. 2 more couples na engaged din at the time and then bisita din sila dun sa wedding na yun.
Dun sa wedding?
Sa wedding na yun, nagustuhan nila yung trabaho namin.
Wow!
Nagustuhan nila yung styling. And then, they also got us for their own weddings.
Wow!
So, 3 sila sa barkada nila na naging client namin.
Ang galing.
No? And then, the rest is history, no? So,
Tama.
we've been doing weddings, corporate events ever since. Yeah.
Solid! Ang galing. Ang galing ng story. And yung, syempre dahil kinukwento mo siya, parang mapipick up na namin na, ito yung mga ginawa niya at kaya siya napunta dito. Pero yun na nga, in hindsight, or dahil naikwento mo na siya sa akin, ang ganda lang na you took every opportunity to better yourself, to practice, na matuto ka, na mas ma-stretch and ma-expand mo pa yung sarili ko. Which is why, nung dumating na yung mga opportunities sa'yo, and syempre hindi na natin pagkakailang mga kaunlad na andun siya sa right place, right time, right people. Pero, yun na nga, dahil kumbaga nag-ensayo ka to be there. And nung time na yon, kahit na nakakatakot, di mo naman alam kung mag-workout yon, pero nag-risk ka.
Risk mo pa din, di ba?
Na ginawa mo siya, nag-pay off pa rin.
I think, it's, sa kahit anong bagay, for me, that's what I learned, na mas mabuti na you try it, and I mean, at least give it a try, and risk it, lalo na if wala naman talagang masyadong mawawala sa'yo, diba? It might be like a bit of money na need mong, alam mo yon, ilabas ng konti, or pwede ring it's a type of risk na skill mo lang ang puhunan. So, that's what I learned, no, na you just take the risk and just go for it. Just put yourself out there. Kasi hindi natin masasabi kung, di ba, yun nga, malay natin may isang nangangailangan ng, like, let's say, photographer or whatsoever. Tapos biglang nakita niya yung trabaho mo sa Instagram or Facebook or kung saang website man yan. No? So I think that's very important, the act of, kumbaga parang knowing how to, take risks. Yeah.
Sobrang importante nun at talagang thank you na in-inspire mo kami to take risks. Pero syempre kailangan smart pa rin tayo mga kaunan.
Yes.
Ang next kong gustong malaman is, so ngayon, andito na si Gathered Creative Co. Of recent, meron na kayong mga workshops and all. So, paano tayo napunta doon? Kasi alam na natin na weddings and yun ang mga corporate activations, yun na yung medyo nagiging bread and butter mo, nakikilala ka na sa mga ganon. Pero recently, sa mga, at least sa mga corporate events, pupunta na lang kami, may pa-workshop na! So, may bago ba tayong pinagkakakitaan dyan, Kay?
Okay. So, nagkaroon kami ng opportunity. Actually, nung nasa retail job pa lang ako, and pinayagan kasi nila ako yung mga boss ko at that time, pinayagan nila ako na, sige, pwede kang mag-freelance work habang nagsha-shopkeep ka dito sa store, as long as may papalit sa'yo. And on weekends, pwede kang mag-workshop. So,
pwede kang mag-workshop na ikaw yung attend to learn or
ako
ikaw
yung magtuturo. Yan.
Wow!
So, in-encourage din nila ako kasi sabi nila, uy, wala masyadong nag-workshop ng styling, ng prop styling and food styling. So, baka gusto mo, tutulungan ka namin mag-mount ng workshop.
Kasi may venue naman na.
Oo. Or makipag-tie up tayo with a cafe, ganyan. So, doon nag-start, no? Siyempre, sa una, kabado ko. Andiyan na yung tinatawag natin na imposter syndrome. So, even if sinasabi ng mga tao na, uy, ang galing mo naman na stylist or ang ganda naman ng trabaho mo, siyempre, nagdududa tayo na, uy, credible ba talaga tayo para magturo, no? Kasi I think, being an instructor or being a teacher, medyo malaking nakasalalay doon diba?
Totoo.
Kasi, pwedeng may mali kang ituro. hindi mo din masabi diba? So parang syempre, nandun yung constant fear of failing and not being able to satisfy yung mga nag-enroll sa workshop mo or sa class mo. But again, I took on the risk, no? And naging successful yung workshop. So dami. We were fully booked and nagsunod-sunod yun, no, na maraming workshop. So, in short, mas matagal pa yung pagtuturo ko than Gathered.
Okay.
So, kasi even before putting up Gathered, nagtuturo na ako ng workshops diba?
And hilig mo ba talaga yung pagtuturo?
Okay, so, I think that's my lifelong calling, no, yung pagtuturo.
Ultimate quest mo yun.
Ano ko yun? I mean, mahal ko yung event styling, prop styling, and also floristry kasi we do flower arrangements now no, nung nag-gathered kami, nung nag-start kami mag-accept ng mga weddings. But I think it's also part of my advocacy as a creative, which is to pay it forward by teaching aspiring creatives, aspiring stylists or florists. Kasi nagdaan ako dun sa point na nung time ko, wala naman masyadong workshops 'di ba? Hindi mo alam kung sinong gagawin mong mentor, kung sinong lalapitan mo, paano mo ipipresyo yung mga gawa mo or yung services mo. So it's very hard for aspiring creatives or even aspiring mga entrepreneurs, 'di ba? So hindi mo talaga alam kung saan ka mag-umpisa. So it became my parang long-term goal talaga, which is to pay it forward by teaching more people how to do the craft. So dati sinasabi ng mga tao, bakit mo tinuturo yung
Trade secrets
trade
mo.
secrets? Pero for me, kung halimbawa tinuruan ko tong student na to and gayahin niya yung style or kung ano man or gawin niya yung mga practices na tinuro ko, then that's on me, no? How to elevate myself or gathered from like all of these creatives
Kung
na
paano
emerging.
mag-differentiate.
Yes. But and at the same time, tinitreat ko siya as hindi competition, no? So, we also collaborate with other florists, with other stylists, and the students that we mentor and teach. Yun, so parang naging constant thing siya for us na almost, every month, nagko-conduct kami ng mga styling and flower arranging workshops.
Nakakatuwa. And ang ganda nung sinabi mo na yung medyo priceless din kasi yun yung nakakapag-pour into ka
Yes,
sa
yes.
lives ng others and hindi mo naman masa-style lahat ng shoot.
Yeah.
So mas mainam ng masasabi
Meron.
lang, trained ako ni
Yes,
Kay
yes.
Saavedra and ganun yung mga ganap-ganap.
I think
diba?
it should come from a mentality na there's plenty of projects for everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
totoo. There's room for everyone.
Yes, yes.
Pero kailangan mo lang magpakatotoo.
Yes.
Take mo yung risk
Yes.
sa mga opportunities na dumarating sa'yo. Kasi kita nyo naman, guys, siya ay mag-pay off. And ang ganda nung paglatag mo nung storya mo na there are ups and there are downs. Pero ano yung pinaka-fulfilling part na andito ka sa path mo ngayon?
I think, first one is, syempre, you get to share your creative work out there. I mean, pag nag-arrange ako ng flowers, pag may makakatanggap, or pag sa wedding may makakita, parang napufulfill ako doon kasi nakakapagpasaya siya. So, parang it brightens up the mood of like the recipient of the flowers or kung sino yung guest doon sa event na yon. So, that's one. And then, number two is, it really feels fulfilling when you're helping other people. That might be in a form of education, which is training new people or sharing with them your, again, trade secrets, your knowledge, how they can start their own businesses. And then the third one is providing livelihood to other people also. So, syempre, we have staff in Gathered. So, we have on-call florists, on-call stylists, and then we also have our in-house na mga carpenters and stylists also. So, I think there's parang fulfillment there na you get to help them earn a living.
Tsaka empowered.
Oh, empowered.
sila.
And sila din, pag nasa event sila, tapos makikita nila na, uy, parang nagandahan yung mga guests. I mean, from the sidelines, no? So, after our setup, and then, once the guests come in, and makita nila yung mga faces nung client and yung guests, so parang sila din, na-encourage sila to be
going.
better
Yeah.
in doing their jobs and to keep going. Yeah.
I love it. Last few questions. One of the things that I picked up dun sa conversation natin is yung may mga periods ka, especially when you were working for other people, na hindi talaga kinaya ng soul mo,
Yeah.
kumbaga. Pero ano yung stark difference nung being employed versus eto nga na you ventured out, you started your own business, which is a big risk in and of itself.
So, syempre, inisip ng mga tao, uy, may business ka na, so parang hawak mo na yung oras mo and everything, no?
Boss ka na!
Pero boss ka na! Pero ang totoo niyan is, totoo yung sinasabi nila na, oh, you quit your 8 to 5 job to work 24/7 sa business mo. Alipin tayo ng mga businesses natin. But, I think there's always you can find a balance, no? Dun sa time and workload and effort that you put into the business. But having a business now and comparing it to like, my corporate job, so syempre parang the opportunities are limitless also. So it's, well, the amount of projects that you have, directly proportional yan sa effort that you put into the business, no? So, I think when you're very...
Which is nakakatuwa.
Yes. When you're very hardworking, alam mo yon, pag mag-practice ka na mag-practice and you convince yourself to put your work out there and sell yourself out there, projects will come. No. So I think that's that's one difference in terms of working corporate and having your own business. And then second is, I think there's more room for growth also in terms of like if you want to venture konti. Alam mo yung parang you change yung direction konti into this, or if you want to add a new parang type of service or product, diba? So
Mas
you can
flexible.
also, yes, so it's more flexible and you can also expand the business. So yun yung mga, I think, top na realizations ko comparing the two fields.
Ang ganda nung pag-paint mo nung picture na syempre, ang saya nung idea na magkaroon ng sarili mong business. Pero thank you na share mo yung reality na talagang challenging din siya.
Yes.
And yung lakas ng loob na kailangan sa pagiging entrepreneur or business person is medyo kakaiba sa regular na lakas ng loob. That being said, since mukhang puhunan mo ang iyong lakas ng loob, ano yung maipapayo mo or words of encouragement sa mga taong andun siguro pero yun na nga, inaabangan na lang nila yung pag-sale ng lakas ng loob para ma-check out nila ano yung advice mo sa kanila?
I think for those na nag-aspire na, yun nga, parang siguro to start their own creative path or build their own creative path, or maybe meron kayong negosyo na gustong i-start pero hindi nyo talaga alam kung saan kayo mag-umpisa. I would say just go out there and take the risk. No? I know paulit-ulit natin sinasabi kanina na, take the risk. But I think importante talaga na we know or once in this lifetime experience natin mag-risk, no? Kasi when we risk, syempre i-weigh din natin yan, pero malaki yung benefit na pwede natin makuha when we risk, no? Especially yun nga if gusto natin mag-start ng bagong negosyo or bagong creative practice. And I think it's always better na masabi mo sa sarili mo na, uy, okay na, wala akong regrets, sinubukan ko to. And if hindi mag-work out, then okay lang. I know nakakapanghina ng loob kasi parang ano ba to, parang I gave it my all, lahat ng effort nilagay ko dito pero hindi nag-work. But it might just not be the business or the creative practice that's meant for us to do. And we move on to the next, the next thing, the next adventure. Before, lagi akong magsasulk. Alam mo yung parang, uy, I think nag-fail ako. Pero ang totoo is, siguro it didn't work, but ang totoo is you're one step closer to finding the creative practice or the business that's really for you.
Ang ganda nung ending, mga kaunlad, na hindi ko typical na narinig yon, na parang, yun na nga, yung failure isn't really failure.